So now let's move forward with our first speaker, Michelle Lim, the driving force behind MAD School. When I say MAD School, I don't literally mean mad, but it's in abbreviated form, MAD. And make that change with a passion for creative education and social impact. This lady has established both entities as a B Corp certified, reflecting their commitment to positive social and environmental change. MAD School, a creative institution, empowers individuals through digital and design education while making the change. An integrated digital marketing and design studio. A President Challenges Social Enterprise Award winner, going beyond their core business and engaging in community projects and sustainable practices. This is quite a mouthful. A remarkable resume. Together, they represent a synergy of creativity and responsibility, shaping a future where business and ethics coexist for the greater good. Please join me in welcoming Michelle to the stage as she shares her insights on how to build an authentic relationship with self through Formula One.
By the way, I have a confession to make. Just now the introduction was done by ChatGPT. I was looking into the introduction, I was thinking that what to write about, and I have spoken this topic before. That was like 5 years ago in the TEDx Singapore, and at the time after finishing the whole session, the MC did not know what I'm doing, so asking me a lot of questions and giving me a lot of airtime. So I thought today, touch on the airtime, I just give the introductions to the MC today. So good evening everyone, my name is Michelle, and I'm very happy to be here with my beloved friends, Irene and Tim. I mean, we know each other for quite a bit, and this is an awesome place, right? Don't you agree? Okay, today, actually, this topic, right, to build an authentic self, right, is not an easy topic, because I'm still in the journey to find my authentic self. But today, I'm going to share some interesting insight as I was going through a different version of myself. So I call this as Formula One. We all know that Formula One is like, it's a race, right? And our life is often very much like a race. When we were young, we were told that you have to go to the college and you have to achieve certain things. And when you get into the career, and you were told by many people that you have to go for this progression path, etc., etc., etc. When you get married, then the next thing is actually setting up a family. Next moment, parenting, etc., etc., etc. So for me, I was thinking that is that all? Is that all what life is? And how about myself? What kind of role do we play in all these arrangements of life? And I'm so happy that today, after me, the three speakers is going to share a lot more in depth on how you can really build an authentic life on the self. So my topic is almost like an introduction. So it's really, really very easy for me to go through that. So 5 years ago, I spoke about this topic, and everything I thought very hard. What would be the three steps that I always can, give back or share, based on their experience. And at the time, I thought about these three. Formula One is stand for taking ownership of the life, adopting new perspective, which is so important because every time we're facing new things, right? The third one is actually enterprise, because knowing is not enough. You have to act it out. But then, today, 5 years down the road, was this formula still working? I was asking myself that, is it still the history that is playing an important part in my life? And I thought, maybe certain elements have changed. And this is the new element. I call it once, Formula Ones. So it could be like a YOLO, you only live once. But on the other hand, actually the earlier three commitments that we talked about is actually form a very interesting concept. And I want to share a little bit about my story. Is that a lot of people asking me, am I a honky? Am I from my essence, you find that it's probably that kind of essence. I'm a Malaysian. I'm born from a very moderate family. And from a very moderate family, our ambition is very clear. I want to be a millionaire before I reach 30. That's the purpose why my parents sent me to Singapore to study. He said that overseas, Singapore is the best place to go. And when I came to Singapore at the time, I'm totally Chinese educated when I was in Malaysia. So basically, geography, history, mathematics, everything that I learned is all in Chinese. I came to Singapore at the age of 18, and I couldn't speak any single English to anyone because back in the Chinese independent school, two Chinese together, we speak Mandarin. There's no reason why we use other language, and that deeply rooted in my belief system. So when I came to Singapore, it was really a horrible experience for me at the time. And I studied in A-level at the time, and my principal always paid attention to me because I'm the only foreign student in the school. Back then, almost 30 years ago. And the general paper, when it comes to general paper, everybody will ask, like, what's the comments? What do you think about these things? And my comments was basically very simple, no comments. So I used no comments for a long 6 months because I couldn't share much. I can speak in Mandarin, but I couldn't speak in English, It's very difficult for me to express myself. And the principal called me on the 6th month and said that, Michelle, if you continue to have no comments, right, I'll send you back to Malaysia. And I believe there are no comments. That's where the crisis hit, right? That's where the first crisis hit. And I thought to myself, okay, I have to start to take ownerships. I could not just run away from the challenges that I had. And this article, this newspaper, from here is actually it's a very sentimental to me. Why? To you, it's a one-day news, but to me, it's a 30-day news. So literally, for me to improve my English, I have to flip through every single article, check the dictionary, and so my newspaper is full of Chinese character to improve myself. And there, it got me thinking a lot of things. Like, for example, first, how can we take ownership for the issues that we have in our life? And for me, I did not depend on external factor. I did not go and think about, oh, mom, my English is really bad. Can you probably send me more money so that I can take my English off? That was never in my mind at all. I know that it was not easy for them to send me to Singapore. So I thought, okay, I got to figure out something. What do I have? So friends, taking ownership, right, of our life, right, is also a good, interesting point for us to ponder upon. What do you really have? You could have all it takes for you to change your life. But we were so busy in pursuing and we forgot. Very often we forgot what we want. And that was the very first thing that I did. So, sorry, this one. So in here, I've changed it to Formula 1 to once. So I added a C. A C means commitment. Realize that it's so easy for us to say that, hey, you take ownership of your life. Embrace new perspective. Enterprising, step out. But we have to really be committed to what we want to do. And that is where this once is actually the forwards, ownership, embrace new perspectives, really set up a commitment. And the last is actually really embrace all the experience. I believe that for all of us here, we are aimed to really have bigger things in our life. But you can't give what you don't have. And when I stepped into a career, finished my university degree, I wanted to be a millionaire, as I mentioned to you before I turned 30. I went to the banking and to be trained as a trader. But within 24 hours, I resigned. I know that was not for me. And I took a bold decision to tell my parents that, I don't think this job is really suitable for me. And I went back to Malaysia for 3 months jobless. I was really panicking. And in that 3 months, I sent a lot of resume seeking for new opportunities, adopting new way of thinking, because all the while I thought that I wanted to just be a financial investor, and get rich by the age of 30. So when I know that in the unction of my heart telling me that is not truly who I am, I let go of everything, which the second speaker will share a little bit more, letting go. So I let go of everything. I went back to ground zero. And I do not know what will happen to me. I sent out the resume, and one of the listed company, which is in the education, they approached me and said that, do you want to be a management trainee? So I took on the job. So I said, yeah, why not? Learn something new. Take on a new perspective. I took on the job, did not know that was my calling. I didn't know that was my calling at all. So many people ask me, how do you find your purpose? How do you find your calling? By doing it. Commit to it. So I stay on to the job. Then I came to realize whereby that job gives me satisfaction because I can find impact. I can find meaningful engagement with the people. And that's where I committed myself to the industry career, to the education career. Then we also know that education requires a lot of changes, right? So I have to keep on building new experiences for our students. Taking on my own experience, right? Integrate into that. So what does it mean? It means that in every journey that we're creating, right, part of you are giving out. You're giving out part of yourself to somebody. And that is really the authentic relationship that everybody can go forward. It's not about what you say or what you do. It's truly in every venture that you're doing, people can sense that whether you're giving yourself up. And to me, right, this formula, right, is actually sort of like my current version 2. I don't know, next 5 years down the road, I could have a version 3. But this has been a version 2 that I learned. First, take ownership of yourself. Second, really, is about take a new perspective. Third, is really committed to it. And the last, they enjoy the experience. This is a picture that I've taken at MRT, you know. How do we land our foot? Everybody was just rushing through their life. And I was in Bali last week, and I saw this little girl in the mud, you know, sopping. She spent a good long 15 minutes doing these things. And I was thinking about like, yeah, probably some of us are in a muddy place now, you know, in a shitty place. But if you find joy in doing it, like, why not? Why not? To be honest, for my life now, I think, I'm not saying that 100% will be smooth sailing, but if there's a 2 words to differentiate it, whether are you happy, I'll say that I'm in a joyful stage. Because joy is about fulfilling your calling. Happiness is the moment and moments that you created, and you feel that moment, the external factor that gives that. But joy is that when your inner self telling you that you have that anchor. And I think that is a very beautiful thing that all of us are looking out for. Look into what do you have, honestly. I think all of us have a lot more to offer. And then from there, commit to it. Embrace a new perspective and enjoy the experience as you step yourself out to look into something new. You know, so the next speaker talking about how to let yourself go. Then the third speaker is going to share about what's that third speaker is going to share about? No, like fire. Fear. Tendon of fear and fire. And the last speaker is going to share about life. What life's going to give to you. And I feel that me really totally it's just an introductory. And standing here, it was just a humble Malaysian came in from JB, couldn't speak English at all. And if now I can live a slightly much better life and enjoy every single thing that I'm doing, I believe every one of you, you have what it takes. All you need to do is to really build an authentic relationship with yourself. And you look into the topic that I did change that. The very 5 years ago, I mentioned that building an authentic relationship with yourself. Today, I'm talking about building authentic relationship with self. Because sometimes we really need a community. It's not just about ourselves, it's a community. And here, you know, I share with Irene and I share with many people here that why am I still on this journey? It's because of the friendship. It's because of you and every single one that have a story to tell. And that story constantly inspires every one of us here to stand here and say that there must be more than this. There must be more than this. I'm 51 this year. And I started the company at 30. I started the second company at 40. And I'm at 50, I'm going to start another company. To 60 to 70. I think all of us should aspire to do that. Why? Not necessarily have to be a company, it can be anything, any venture that you like to do. And I want to encourage all of us here. Just like what Irene has inspired me. She said that she wants to start a cafe, and she made it. Team, visualization, and she believed that, you know, design can change life, and we did it. I think we are surrounded with people, right? Just taking what they have on their hand and make wonders and make magic. I hope tonight will be your magical moment that you start. And all of you have a magic wand, and the magic wand is from you, it's yourself. So enjoy the remaining sessions. My introduction is over, and thank you everyone.